So let me give you a proper introduction. I am joined hip hop artist from Louisville, Kentucky, the Louisville champion, or as I like to call him, Lou Champion, uh, Peter Wesley. He's got a new song out called What's the Move? It is out on all digital music platforms, and he has more
Yeah.
music on the way in 2021. Um, so you've been keeping things on quiet on your side of things musically,
Yeah.
but how's everything? How's the family? How's everyone doing during uh,
Yeah.
this crazy year we have?
Everything's fun. I had plans to do a whole lot more in 2020. What's the Move was recorded like at the very beginning of the pandemic, and I planned to shoot a video and everything, and just the pandemic had taken things aback. But not only that, um, here in Louisville, I mean, not just here, I mean, it happened here in Louisville, but, it's, coverage has spread, nationwide. The whole tragedy with Breonna Taylor.
Yeah,
I, it was as an artist, um, well, one, I was like, I don't think this is the right time to do this. Like, I don't think it's the right time for, uh, like for fun. Like, the song was fun. It's just like, and I have made something, more serious. And then I questioned that. I was like, as an artist, am I trying to capitalize off what's going on right now, or am I speaking my mind? And really, I was speaking my mind. But do I want to be perceived as someone trying to, capitalize off something going on? And I didn't. So I decided I was only going to perform the song. And then when I went, I had a show. I was going to perform at here in Louisville. We have a really big, popular open mic called The Vibe, and then we had the week that I was going to do it. The governor had decided to close down all the bars, so it was it was a really strange of events of bad luck with me and music this year.
understandable. I definitely respect where you're coming from. You know, COVID-19 is really taking a toll on all of
It
us,
has.
on in some way, shape, or form, and it's like maybe we could have, none of us was ready for it. None of us was prepared for it, and it just happened, and people are affected by it, losing their lives over it. Um, so it was a surreal year. This is the first year of a new decade, by the way, and you know,
Yeah, it's a strange way to start a decade.
yeah. So it's I guess what's most important is just everyone being safe, and you know, music overall has taken a hit. No concerts, no live shows. People have to do
No.
things virtually. Um, but I've heard the song "What's the Move," and I definitely enjoyed that song, man. It's definitely a dope track. Got the U-Haul vibes in the cover. Uh,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
so it's definitely a dope record, and I definitely look forward to. Um, so you from Louisville, and
Yeah.
I've always vouched for the Louisville scene. I'm a Lexington guy, but I vouch for all Kentucky, especially in Louisville. And Louisville just continues to put together some incredible music. Jordan Jetson, Yawns on the beats, and on record as well. Pronoun, Sasha Renee with the vibe. You mentioned that. Um, and there's that Jack Hollow fellow. Uh, I heard he did some good things this year. You know, triple platinum song. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
Sweet Action went the EP went gold, and just yesterday he released his debut album. That's what they all
Yeah.
say. Uh, and for him to get Bryson Tiller and Static Major on the same song, that that was big, you know, for Louisville. I said Louisville deserved that. So I enjoyed the record. I did. It was he showed some versatility on there. You know, we got the Jack Hollow songs that people know and love, and then he did some different feels to it. Um, like, how do you feel about Louisville in 2020, given everything that's happened? You know, with the music that's been out from while you watching everything happen and unfold. Like, how do you feel about Louisville in 2020 music wise?
Um, I think it took a hit for all of us, but when you mention things, there's some good things going on. Harlow's doing it's having a hell of a run right now.
Yeah,
That uh, that all of us are, you know, inspiring to catch up to. Um, so there's some highs and there's some lows. So in the midst of most of us can't perform anywhere, we seeing what he's doing. Um, there's an artist named Vori. I believe he was on the Bryson Tiller the Don't song. He was the guy on the chop and screw part.
mm-hmm.
I believe he has a major deal and dropped an album this week as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, there are people in the state that are making moves, and while we're all down right now, it's inspiring that once things do get back to normal, or even during the period where it's not, working to try to get to that level. Like it seems like there's a like that glass ceiling that's always been there. It seems like there's a way to break through. So and people like Harlow just made that prove that's true.
Yep. Just him, Bryson Tiller, ESTG. I just heard
Yeah,
about
yeah,
him recently. I think he signed to Yo Gotti's label. He's making some
yeah.
strides as well. I think Route 66 is probably my favorite song of Harlow's album. That's got to be the next single, especially the chorus, Kentucky. There ain't no Dixie Chicks. I'm like, what? Man, okay, Harlow, tell us how you really feel. But that was quite a movement there. So you are known for the freestyles. You're known for the wrestling fandom, like myself. So there's no way I'm doing this interview without talking wrestling with you. So
Oh, yeah, definitely.
yeah. So last week NXT had Takeover the War Games, and when I heard that War Games was gonna happen, I'm like, how they gonna fit two rings in that small area? And then when I saw it, they actually made it work. I guess they had to move certain things back, but they were able to fit two wings in that small building. So, and while the wrestlers get all the praise and everything, shout out to the ring crew for making that happen. That was
Yeah.
quite an event. Um, Undisputed Era, man. Like, man, it's like I don't know what to make of them. Like, I love them. I love what they do. I love that the characters and everything. People are craving for them to go to the main roster. And I made a post after War Games ended. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to enjoy them while they're still there. Just because with Vince, you never know. You know, you never know what's in his mind, what he's going to do, what he's not going to do. So I'm just going to enjoy Undisputed Era while they're still intact. When the New Day broke up, I was like, okay, it was bound to happen one way or another. Just hopefully Biggie can be in a big title picture. That's what we hope for. If that's what they're going to do. But Undisputed Era, um, we'll see what happens. We'll see where they go from here. But how do you feel?
I'm
Yeah, go ahead.
no, I'm in the same boat as you. I love an Undisputed Era. I mean, and yeah, of course you want to see him on Raw and SmackDown, but at the same time, do I really want to see him on Raw and SmackDown? I mean, I want them on main roster. I want them to be known even bigger than what they are. I want them to make more money, but everything that goes to the main roster isn't as it doesn't always turn out as good. There's things that when what was it? Eric Young's group.
Yeah.
Was
Sandy. Yeah.
Yeah, when they were such a hit on NXT, as soon as they came on SmackDown, the first thing was they were missing Nikki Cross.
Yeah.
And then it just went downhill from there.
Yeah, it did.
Keith Lee, I just seen read a report where they saying Vince isn't satisfied with him or something like that.
Yeah.
And even before that, he comes with this new attire, like they got something over his shirt, and it's like, we know he's a big guy and people loved him. It didn't matter. And then, change his music. It's just like, slowly changing everything you like about him. And then you see guys that were on top, look at Bo Dallas. He was NXT champion at one point. He was the guy. He had a great gimmick, and he had a great babyface gimmick. He turned heel, became a bad guy with the same gimmick. It was great. And then you thought this will work great on Raw. And he comes and they make believe like a joke. Yeah. And I couldn't even tell you the last time I've seen him on Raw or SmackDown. And you can say it's for a countless amount of guys. So I'm not in a rush to see them move to the main roster.
Yeah.
And, I come from the 90s, so I'm used to cliques sticking together. I'm, you never thought about the Horsemen, be like, these guys have been together too long, they need to split up. Yeah. I've never felt like that. I've always thought cliques could stay together for a while. Like, even if you're a tag team, I feel like, if we're a tag team and, and your partner wants to, challenge for the, Intercontinental title or the world title, we don't have to split up just for you to get the title. It's not a big deal. Shawn and Triple H was DX, and there was points, they would still link together, and Triple H had the World Heavyweight Championship, and they didn't make a big deal. It didn't mean you got to split. You can still be tag teams. I don't know. It's just a weird, it's almost like it's a lack of, it could be more, more complexity with storylines. You don't have to split up just to challenge for a singles title. Right. You don't have to.
Yeah.
And that's why I hate New Day split up. I thought they understood it when Kofi won the WWE Championship and they still had the group together. But I think they've been wanting to split them up, and even though I didn't. But here we are.
Yeah, that's 9-time tag team champions. Well, technically 10, because they and Street Profits swapped the titles as a result.
Yeah.
Of the draft. I'm like, okay.
I don't know how I feel about it. Like it makes sense. Yeah. Trust me, it does make sense. But it just it's kind of silly. Like the Intercontinental Champion, when he moves to Raw, they don't have him swap belts with the U.S. champion.
That's a valid point. I mean, NXT, they're going to do what they always do. Triple H, whatever he's doing behind the scenes, he needs to keep doing it for as long as he lives. Vince needs to leave NXT alone. That's Triple H's baby.
Yeah.
So at least Vince doing that in that regard. But, like you said, when people go to the main roster, it's not necessarily a sure thing they're going to blow up. And then when I heard about Keith Lee, I'm like, man, you dropped the ball on that one, Vince. Like, come on,
the part that makes me mad is like, they do all this stuff, but they just put a documentary out about it, which I thought it was too early for that. But, it was good. It was really good.
Yeah. I mean, that made it even worse. Like, you got this documentary about this dude, and now you send him to the Performance Center. Like, that's, I'm like, man, he had the year that he had with the North American title, NXT title. Like, man, if Keith Lee would have spent the rest of his WWE career at NXT, I would have been good. because Triple H he just knows how to use these characters and put these storylines together and everything. So, but
And also he does, and it sucks because Keith Lee had just won the championship,
yeah,
and like so he really didn't get to have that run and to solidify himself as a main player at NXT. He really didn't get that big chance because they snatched him up and put him on Raw,
yeah,
and then it's almost like it's a weird thing. It's almost like the people who work on Raw and SmackDown are not 100% watching NXT. It's like they just like, oh, okay, we can do something with him, and then they get him, and then they're unsure of what they want to do with him, and then it seems like they didn't even watch what he was actually doing in NXT. They might have seen a match here or there, but like sometimes the character's different, or they redo things, and or like Keith Lee when they put the shirt and they had him in the I don't know what you call it, a kilt or a skirt
yeah,
or whatever they had him wrestling in. It was just, it was just like, why are you doing this to him? It's like, one, are you trying to hide the fact that he's a big guy? We know he's a big
yeah.
guy.
He's
Like,
a
we
big
don't,
guy.
yeah, that's it. Like, it's not, it's wrestling anyway. There's going to be guys, every guy ain't going to have a six pack. That's just not how life works.
Yeah, I mean, wrestling was built on guys like Keith Lee, his size, not the athleticism, but big guys.
Yeah,
They were literally built off of Bruno Sammartino, Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan. The list goes on and on. And eventually,
yeah.
the
If you go
more
back in the day, nobody had like crazy physiques like that. They were
yeah,
just big, tough guys. Like that was just it.
yeah, pretty much. And so to the main roster, obviously, what's standing out to me the most right now is, well, he ain't the big dog no more. He's the tribal chief. I really love Roman Reigns right now. Like people like, what took him so long? Like, I guess we all can wonder why, but Roman, he's on his A game with this character. He's embracing it. Paul Heyman, like it's not like Heyman has to hype him up the way he did Brock. It's like Roman can speak for himself, and he lets his intentions known. And to see Jey Uso, like maybe we're getting close to the bloodline that we've been craving for. It's just matter.
Yeah, and that's the thing when Jay, which I thought the Jay turning and aligning himself with Roman.
Yeah.
At first, I thought it was too early. I thought maybe give it some time and then let him do it. And then I wanted him to do it, with Jimmy. But the way it's going, I mean, it's perfect. Like I don't have a real complaint, but like me as a fan, it's like, man, I hate to see Jay go out like this. But no, it works perfect for Roman. It's funny because in my head, I always thought that Roman needed the Usos to play off something similar to this type of character because I never thought Roman could pull something off. And the Usos, naturally look like, naturally come off like some people you met in the hood. Like they feel real. And but now it's Roman's that guy. Roman's the big he's the big strong heel. He and to see him give orders to Jay is just it hurts me because the Usos in my eyes I'd say when they done they're Hall of Famers in my opinion.
Yeah.
But no, it's working good. Just the fan in me hates to see it. It's just
hey man, when Roman won that I Quit match, I was like, man, talk about the Usos here. Yeah. One of the greatest tag teams of this. I'll scratch that. They are the longest running tag team. They've been tag team since they came to this business together. And they literally have to scratch and claw their way to where they are, to win these titles, to have these 5-star matches and rivalry with the New Day. I mean, no other rivalry can touch New Day versus Usos. Those.
I think the New Day Usos Hell in a Cell match is probably the best Hell in a Cell match, at least of this current era. I'll say, Shawn Michaels and Undertaker, Mankind and Undertaker, Triple H and Cactus Jack is probably, maybe above it, only because they got to use the outside cage. And then Shawn Michaels and Undertaker was phenomenal too. But outside of those, I believe it belongs up there with them, especially with the limitations that they had too. It was a great match.
Yeah. And this was the first ever tag team Hell in a Cell match.
That too.
So it was only fitting that those two make history in that type of matchup. I was satisfied with that match, and it just took their rivalry to a whole nother level. Just seeing them make that happen. But with Roman, I'm curious, like, as we enter 2021, what will be the best WrestleMania matchup for him? Like, people saying Rock, XFL don't start.
And I think they wanted that, but I don't think they can get it now due to the pandemic.
Yeah. I
don't think whoever's Rock's agents and stuff, they're not gonna let him do that.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him. You got a guy in $1 million, multi-million-dollar movie. You don't want him to hurt himself in a wrestling match in an empty arena.
Yeah, he literally got hurt against Cena in that WrestleMania many years ago, and he managed to finish that match, which is a testament to him and being the competitor that he is. So I can understand that, but the fan in me is like, with Rock, he called himself the head of the table, but Rock, he was the head of the table. He didn't even say it. He was like the jabroni beating, pie eating, eyebrow raising, trailblazing dude. Like, I would love to see that. But of course,
and hopefully we at least get a promo or something of that nature.
Yeah. So that will be interesting. Or dare I say, Big E and Roman. Like, if you really try to make Big E this singles guy, then I say why not? Maybe make things interesting in the Royal Rumble next year and see where we go with that. And even if he doesn't win, like, maybe keep him in contention, keep him in the hunt some way, somehow. I'll be okay with Roman and Big E, if you really try to make him that breakthrough singles competitor. And
that's the question. I'm down for it, but it's just like, are they really trying to? Are they trying to go that far? Because I don't know. I would love it though. I would love to see Big E go and challenge Roman.
Yeah. So we'll definitely see for sure. And the last thing, obviously, the wrestling world. There's a lot going on with AEW, with Impact Wrestling. It appears that they got a partnership going on, collaborations of sorts. Kenny Omega gets Don Callis, they're longtime friends. And I'm a Kenny Omega fan, not just because we happen to have the same first name. Like, I'm a fan of Kenny for the Japan matches and everything. So he goes on Impact, has the interview with Josh Matthews. Okay, they talk about why they did what they did and where do we go from here. Okay, fair enough. I'm cool with that. He goes to AEW 24 hours later with Tony Schiavone, and they literally just have they literally have word for word, almost similar promo or interview from Impact.
Yeah.
Now I'm like,
the teaser's the same thing.
Pretty much repeating the same thing. Like, do you like it, love it, hate it?
But I'm not going to tell it now.
Yeah. So, okay, I get it. It's one thing to hear catchphrases every week. That's a given. But the same promos on the same week, two different shows, I don't know. I'm a Kenny Omega fan, but I got to be objective on this one. Like, you really trying to get people excited and you do the same promo twice, different shows, same week.
I do think they gotta prolong it because from what I understand, and I could be wrong because I haven't been following Impact. I really have. I just gotta be honest. I haven't been following. I mean, I read some things, I watch some clips,
Yeah,
but watching it, weekly, I haven't been doing. But from what I understand is, they pre-taped all their episodes for the rest of the year.
yeah,
So I guess they can't he can't just go and challenge, the champion if, he's already got all his segments already pre-recorded. So I'm assuming maybe that's to help stretch that out.
yeah.
Or if, they're not really sure where they're going. But I mean, just like you, I want to know, what is he going to do? Is he about to challenge, Swan for the Impact Championship? And I could be wrong here. Does Kenny also have a championship in Mexico right now? Does
I
he have
think so. I think so.
So is he going to start bringing that on TV? Is that I'm happy that Kenny's showing us the Kenny in Japan.
Yeah.
We've been watching the tag team. I thought that was to help bring Hangman Page up,
Yeah.
which I'm sure he's got big things going, but we actually got to see the Kenny Omega we've been wanting to see,
Yeah.
and it's just like, it seemed like he was happy. At least he sounded happy what he was doing, just doing tag matches. But
Yeah.
but Kenny's wrestling on primetime television in the United States. We want the Kenny Omega that we got to see in Japan, and we are. So
we want to see the cleaner. I'll say
we want it, yeah.
To his credit, he was just basically being a trooper, being a teammate, and just watch everybody else get all the shine. Cody, Young Bucks, Moxley, like he was just being a team player, and even Jericho at this stage of his career. So, yes, we are getting exactly what we want, and that is the cleaner, Kenny Omega. Now, just a matter of where we go from here. Speaking of Impact, they got a pay-per-view going on, Final Resolution. Rich Swann defended that title against Chris Bay. And I guess we'll see how that turned out. And
somebody pointed out that's the first championship main event with two black wrestlers since Booker T and The Rock back at SummerSlam 2002. I haven't checked it to see if that's correct, but I don't know what other main event would have would have been it. So that's it's exciting, and it's a little somewhat disappointing. It's like, man, like why why is it taking that long?
Yeah.
But I'm excited.
Quite honestly, Impact has had more black world champions than WWE, and Impact is like 20 some years old per se. I mean, you had Lashley, you had R-Truth, Ron Killings, you had So yeah, they at least had, and of course we're Swan now. And who knows? Maybe Chris Bay might be the fourth Black World Champion, for all I know. But that's a big deal. For it's the first in Impact history to have two black men competing for that championship. So we'll definitely see what's next with this pairing. And Kenny is actually going to be back on Impact this Tuesday. So
and the rumor is he might actually be appearing at some of their pay-per-views in the future. So I'm all for it.
Yeah. So they got Final Resolution right now. Hard to Kill. January the 16th. So wrestling had to adapt to this pandemic. Some going with the Thunderdome route. I see that you have been a part of the Thunderdome. I think it was Clash of Champions.
Yeah.
I would talk a little bit about that experience, man. What was that like? Just being a virtual fan for a night.
It is it's fun, but it's not the same. It's a controlled thing. Like like when you I've never been on a TV set, but like I know when you watch movies and TV shows and they show you like that old way where they would come out and hold the sign telling you to for an applause or to boo or to be sad.
Yeah.
That is how it's like. There when you're watching it, there's a guy whose voice you hear who would come in over the program and he'll be like, it was a match of Drew McIntyre and Big Show, and Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton, and there was like people that was making appearances, the Big Show, Christian, Ric Flair, and Shawn Michaels, but every time somebody came out, he goes, "It's the Big Show. You guys excited to see the Big Show's back? Let us, the WWE Universe, know how you feel about the Big Show." And it's like, come on, and he comes over your head, and then sometimes he would and it's the same guy the whole night. And then somebody wins or somebody's about to come out and it's like, Roman Reigns is coming. How do you feel about Roman Reigns? Yeah, put those thumbs down for Roman Reigns. Like if you ever watch the show and you look at the screen on the Thunderdome, you see everybody booing or something. It's mainly because the guy in over in your ear is like telling you to get excited so they can put the camera on you. Like it's like, oh yeah, get excited because that's Shawn Michaels, and and then you do the thing, and so it's fun because you're like, oh, I'm here, but it's annoying too. Like you're they're putting you to work in a sense. So
it's literally like Randy Orton. You literally got voices in your head. You're just trying to like enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, okay.
And it sometimes it's a little hard. Like they'll come and sometimes they will come in during the match, and it's like they did it during the I Quit match with Roman and Jey Uso. It's like he's like, do you like what you're seeing? What Roman Reigns is doing to Jey Uso? Let the WWE Universe know how you feel about Roman Reigns right now. And it's like, no, dude, just let us watch. Because the match wasn't over. It was like towards the end. So it was kind of ruining the vibe. Like, it's really serious. And this guy comes in. How do you feel? No, dude, shut up and just let us watch. So I recommend it, like, if you want to do it, like, especially it makes you feel like you're there. Like, try it out once to see how you feel. I haven't tried to get back on ever since then. I might try, a Raw or so, but it's an experience, but it wasn't something like, man, I gotta do this again. It really wasn't like that.
Right. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna be doing it at all. If I gotta do 2 to 3 hours of some random dude saying all this stuff, and you're trying to watch the show, you're trying to enjoy the match.
Yeah.
Like,
trying to watch the show.
I've been to shows in person, and okay, you got the ring announcer.
When they do that at the beginning, where they like, we're going live in 30 seconds. Put your signs up. When they do that stuff, it's like that. Yeah. But it just he keeps doing it.
Yeah. So, man, Peter, man, great chatting with you. A lot longer, but it was worth it. Great having you on, man. What's the Move is the name of your song. It's out on all digital music platforms. Go check it out. And so are you going to release an EP or album in 2021? What approach are you going with?
I right now I want to focus on putting out singles. I got a new one I'm putting out. I don't even know the date. I'm going to submit it to iTunes and everything probably tonight. It's going to be called Elevated, and it's actually going to be produced by Jans. Okay. Me and Jans have been talking. We have been talking about an EP. We've been throwing out ideas. Like, we haven't worked on not one song, but I had this crazy idea that I ran through with him. He thought it was dope. So we're going to, we're gonna do a concept, project together. It's gonna be an EP, but I don't even know when we're gonna do that. But I do want to throw it out there. We are doing it. But I have a song called "Elevate," produced by him. Really proud of this one. Putting it out. I'm submitted to iTunes, so I'll see. It should be out probably within a week.
Awesome. And I look forward to that. And um, thank you, Peter, for being on the show this evening. You're a good dude. You're a talented artist, and I look forward to hearing more music from you. And so, what I usually do is I have this Spotify playlist. You're familiar with it. You've been on the playlist the last couple of years, and I've done it again. And I'm getting near the end of my yearly playlist. Like I pick a song, my favorite song of the week locally. So I had to make sure that Peter Wesley is on there. So it's this song, "What's the Move?" It's gonna be on there. By
All right, well I appreciate
so
it, man.
I had to make sure I put you on there. I think the latest song that I put out, I guess the latest hip hop song I did was "Pronoun Are Just," and that was a dope song.
It is.
So shout out to Pronoun.
Yeah, shout out to him. He's a really dope artist, and even outside of music, I can he's a personal friend of mine. So I actually got to hear All Just months before he even released it. So that was pretty cool. I feel like I got a little exclusive with that one.
Dope, man, very dope. Good chatting with you, man. Enjoy your night. Have a safe rest of the holidays, and we'll talk again soon.